Hi everyone, I am Rahul Kumar. Now, a recent report titled A Shadow of Refugee, Rohingya Refugee in India sheds light on the challenge faced by Rohingya refugees in India. The report was jointly prepared by the Azadi Project, a women's rights non-profit, and Refugees International, an NGO that advocates for the rights of stateless people. So, so before we discuss in detail, try to solve this question which was asked in prelims 2016. Match the following, consider the following pairs. So which pair is correct? Let me know in the comment section. Now, what is Rohingya crisis? Rohingya people have suffered decades of violence, discrimination and persecution in Myanmar. Rohingya are not recognized as an official ethnic group and have been denied to citizenship since 1982. They are one of the largest stateless population in the world. Since the early 1990s, the Rohingya have felt a successive wave of violence in Myanmar. Their largest and fastest exodus begins in August 2017, when violence broke out in Myanmar's Rakhine state, driving more than 742,000 people to seek refuge in neighboring countries, the majority of whom are women and children. So, so look this map. Rohingya Muslims are indigenous in Rakhine province in Myanmar, and they are migrated to neighboring states like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, etc., Thailand. Now, so what are the concerns related to Rohingya? First is denied exit permissions for resettlement. India's refusal to grant exit visas to Rohingya refugees who have completed refugee status determinations and gained approval for resettlement in third countries is a significant concern. Second is stigmatization and anti-refugee sentiments. The Rohingya refugee in India faced various challenges, including being labeled as a illegal migrants. This stigmatization not only hampers their integration into society but also places them at risk of being deported back to Myanmar, where they fled from xenoidal regime. Third is fear of deportation. The actual and threatened deportation have instilled a sense of fear within the Rohingya community, compelling some of returns to camps in Bangladesh. International conventions, including the International Convent on Civil and Political Rights and the Convention of Right of Children, obligates India not to return Rohingya to Myanmar. However, the Supreme Court has accepted the government's arguments regarding national security threats, allowing deportations to proceed. Third concern is harsh living conditions. The report details dire living conditions of Rohingya refugees in India, residing in slum-like settlement without safe running water, toilets, or access to basic healthcare and education. Without a valid travel document, obtaining an Aadhaar card is essential service such as the school admission has become impossible. So what are the recommendations outlined in this report? First is formal recognition and domestic laws. India should formally recognize Rohingya refugee as an individual with a right to asylum rather than illegal migrants. Signing the 1951 Refugee Conventions and establishing domestic laws on refugee and asylum can be a crucial step to achieve this. Second is acknowledgement of residency. India can recognize UNHCR card as a significant and accessing basic education, work and health services. UNHCR card refers to identifications document issued by United Nations High Commissioner of Refugees to individuals who have been recognized as a refugees or asylum seeker. UNHCR is a United Nations agency responsible for protecting and supporting refugees worldwide. UNHCR card serves as a proof of individual status as a refugee or asylum seeker and may grant them certain rights and access to service in country where they reside. Third is global credibility and national security. Treating refugees better would enhance the India's global credibility and serve India's security interest by documenting a new arrival and discouraging them in remaining under the radar. The report suggested that India can play a proactive role in facilitating resettlement opportunities for Rohingya refugees by advocating for their acceptance in ally countries such as the US, Canada, Australia, Germany, and other European nations. So, what can be the reasons behind India's decision to not sign in 1951 Refugee Convention? This is important. So first reason is issues with definition of refugee. According to the 1951 Convention, refugees are defined as a people who have been deprived of their civil and political rights but not their economic rights. So you must have to remember. If the violation of economic rights were to be included in the definition of a refugee, it would clearly pose a major burden on the developed world. Second is sovereignty concern. Countries may be reluctant to sign international agreements that they believe could compromise their sovereignty or interference with their domestic politics and decision-making process. By not signing this convention, India retains the freedom to implement its own refugees policies. Third concern is limited resource. India is one of the most populous countries in the world and already faces a significant challenges in providing basic services and source to its own populations. Signing the convention might result to increase the responsibilities and resource burden related to protection and support of refugees. The third reason is regional dynamics. India is located in a region that has been historically affected by various conflicts and displacement situations. The country has faced influx of refugees from the neighboring countries due to porous nature of borders in South Asia. However, India is still bound by the other international human rights treaties and customary international laws and principles. So what is the current legislative framework in India to handle refugees? First is, India treats all foreigners, whether illegal migrant, refugees, asylum seeker or those overstaying visa permits under Foreigners Act of 1946. Under Section 3, the central government is empowered to detect, detain and deport illegal foreign nationals. Passport Act 1920. Under Section 5, authorities can remove an illegal foreigner by force under Article 258(1) of Constitution of India. Registration of Foreigner Act 1939. Under this, there is mandatory requirement under which all foreigners national, excluding overseas citizen of India, visiting in India in long-term visa, that is more than 180 days, are required to register themselves with a registration officer within 14 days of arriving in India. Now, Citizenship Act 1955. It provided provision for renunciation, termination and deprivation of citizenship. Second, further Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 seek to provide citizenship to Hindu, Christian, Jain, Parsi, Sikhs and Buddhist immigrants prosecuted in Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan. So, you must have to remember this. Third is issued a standard operating procedure SOP to be followed by all concerned agencies while dealing with foreign nationals who claim to be refugees. So if you want to download this PDF, please check in the description box. And thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe, share, like and comment.